Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today is a very highly requested video. So this time last year I recreated a video which is a step-by-step how to get your IEC visa from the UK to Canada. Now the quality of that video is awful. Like, my hair's a mess, my makeup's a mess, my backdrop is awful, and I really want to take it off of YouTube. It's one of my most viewed videos. So today I'm going to sit down, I'm going to redo that video with some more input because now I've done the move, there's a lot more information to throw your way. So make sure you get your pens and paper ready because I'm going to be checking so much information over to you guys. Let's just get started straight away into the video because I've got so much information for you. Just a very quick disclaimer, I am not a professional, I do not advise people on getting visas. This is just my own personal experience. I have done the move from the UK to Canada 7 months ago now, and I'm just going to talk through how I got my IEC visa. So step number one is what visa to go for. Now myself and Jake, we went for the IEC visa, a 2-year working holiday visa in Canada. It stands for the International Experience Canada visa. Like I said, it is just for 2 years. You can get an extension at the end, but this is mainly just for a working holiday visa to go try out a lifestyle in Canada. And also if you would like to travel and work, this is the perfect visa for you. Now there are a number of visas. We're currently going through a second visa at the minute to extend it. And we're going through the express entry visa to get permanent residency, which I am filming today to go live for you guys. But today we're concentrating just on the IEC visa, which is a 2-year work and holiday visa. Now to see if this visa is best for you, then you can go on the canada.ca website. There is a short questionnaire on there which you can take, which will tell you the best visa for you. Now if you're under the age of 30 and you just want to go and travel Canada or go see what it's like, I do recommend this visa for you. This is the visa we done and we chose it for a number of reasons which I'm going to go into now. So the positives of an IEC visa: nice quick visa for most people because most people get the visa within 1 year. Obviously this is all before COVID-19 that I'm talking about, but it's very uncommon for it to take a few years like the express entry visa. It's a nice quick visa that you should get within 1 to 2 years. Like me and Jake got it in 3 to 4 months. So that is one positive reason why we went for the IEC visa. The second reason is because it is a lot cheaper. You don't need to go through as many exams or health visits. Like, you just pay for the minimum things that you need done for that visa, and it is definitely the cheaper visa out of all of them. And also it's a good visa if you just want to experience Canada. So if you don't know if you want to move there full time like myself and my partner, it's great to get this visa to come and live the lifestyle, come find a job, find an apartment, see if it's the best place for you to move, instead of spending thousands of dollars on a more permanent residence visa and then deciding you don't like it and coming home. So I really recommend this visa. Like I said, if you're under the age of 30, you just want to travel Canada to see if it's the place that you want to settle down, then I highly recommend this visa. Now, like I said, if you go on the canada.ca website, there is a link there for you to try out what visa is best for you. Now, if it says the best visa for you is the IEC visa, like myself and Jake, it will then ask if you would like to set up a profile. Just to let you know, as soon as you hit to start up your profile, that is the start of your visa process. So if you do not want to start your visa process just yet, do not create a profile because, like I said, this is the start and the exciting time of getting your visa. Myself and Jake applied on the 14th of March 2019. That is when we both created our profiles. I created both of them in bed at like 1 AM in the morning, so it's not hard questions at all. They basically ask your name, your date of birth, where you live. I think that's about it. I think it was just really easy to create your profile. But like I said, that is the start of the visa process. Okay, step number 2 is after you created your profile, it is all about the pool, the documents, and the waiting game. Oh yes. Going through the visa process, you will notice that there is a lot of waiting, and this is the first step of waiting. So once you've created your profile, it is just a big waiting game. You are put into a pool, which I am going to go on and talk about now. It is very complicated, so please bear with me when I try explain the pool. So a pool is basically every single person who's made a profile and applied for the visa are put into a pool. Then every single Friday they announce how many applications they can send out. It randomly chooses people in the pool to get their applications. For example, there could be 1,000 people in this pool, and then on Friday it will announce that they're going to take 10 applicants. Then they will randomly choose 10 applicants from the pool to apply for the visa. Now, it doesn't matter how long you have been in that pool. It's like a raffle draw. They take any name out of the pool. You could have gone into that pool on the Monday of the week and you're chosen for the Friday. You could be in that pool for a year and get chosen on a random Friday. In a way that this is very frustrating, because there's people in the pool that have been in there for a long time and it is just luck of the draw. At the same time, it's kind of exciting because you don't know when you're going to get your application. So I'm just going to show you a picture of what it looks like on Friday. So on the Canada.ca website, every Friday they released one of these. It basically says how many people are in the pool, how many applicants are going out this Friday, and then how many are left for the rest of the year. Now, Jake got his a month before me, even though we applied on exactly the same day. So this is what I mean when I say it's a raffle draw. We went in as individuals into the pool, and he got chosen a month before me, which is also can be quite frustrating if you're going as a couple, because you're scared if you obviously get your application sooner, and it's just a waiting game for your partner. Now, when I got accepted into the pool, I looked on the Friday and it said it was accepting 4,000 applicants for that day, and there was only 2,000 in the pool. So I was manifesting, and I really thought it was going to be positive news and I would receive that invitation later on that Friday, and I did. So always make sure you pay attention every Friday to the pool, because it indicates if you're going to be that lucky person that day. For example, if there's 100 people in the pool and they're accepting 5,000 applicants, you have a very high chance. But sometimes it can be a bit discouraging when you only see, well, when you see 5,000 people in the pool and they're only handing out 20 applicants. That odds is a lot less, but you never know, you might be that lucky person on that Friday evening to get that application. Now, when you've done your profile, you're in the pool, please don't just sit back and relax and wait. There is so much you can be doing while you're in the pool that will speed up step 3. In step 2, I'm also talking about documents. Now, while you're in the pool, you can get all of your documents ready. The first thing, the most important thing, is make sure your passport is in date for a long period of time. For example, if you're flying to Canada in January 2021 to activate your visa, and your visa is 2 years, it needs to be in date for 2 years. If it's less than 2 years, then your visa will be cut short and you'll be sent home. So however long your passport date is, your passport date needs to cover the length of time that you're in Canada. I would hate for you to get over to Canada, your passport's only valid for 1 year, you need to renew it. When you renew it, you have to fly home and apply for another visa. So make sure that your visa is in date. I made sure mine was in date for at least 5 years, just because we didn't know when we were going to get accepted. We didn't know when we were going to fly over, and we didn't know how long we would be over there for. The second thing that you can get is your police certificate. Now, you need to produce a police certificate, and you can get this on ACRO website. I think it's acro.police.uk. I'm going to link all the websites down in the description box, so do not worry. What you need is a background check. It's really simple. You fill out an application for a police certificate on the ACRO website, and they'll send it off and then they'll get back to you. Now, there are two options you can do for this. Now, you can apply to get your police certificate back within 10 working days, and that costs £45. Or you can get it back within 2 working days, and that costs £80. So you don't know when you're going to get your application to apply. So the £45 and waiting for 10 working days is just a short amount of time, and I do recommend that one. But me and Jake are very impatient and we want all the paperwork all ready for when we get our application. So we went down the 2 working day route and paid £80. Like I said, it did only take 2 days. I filled out all of my information on the Monday morning and I got it Wednesday back in the post, which was just incredible. Now, another thing to point out for people like me who have travelled and lived in different countries, you do need to produce a police certificate for every country you have lived in for longer than 6 months. Now, every country is super different, but I'm going to talk about my experience with Cyprus. So I lived in Cyprus for 3 years, which means I needed to apply for a police certificate. So I went on the website, I printed out the application, I had to just write on there my name, where I lived for the 3 years. I then had to print it out. I needed to attach the €20. I needed to sign it to head of police in Nicosia. I sent it first class delivery and it came back 2 weeks later. I was definitely surprised of how quick they got back to me because that country is very laid back, and if I'm going to be honest, this was a really stressful time for me just because I've lived there and I know how chilled they are. I didn't think I'd hear back from them for a long time and that would interfere with my visa, but I'm so glad I read upon it and started to do it while I was waiting in the pool, because it would have been a lot more stressful if I received my application to apply. You only get 2 weeks to respond and I didn't get my police certificate back from Cyprus. So I'm so grateful I researched and done that. Like I said, it only cost me €20. I sent it straight to Nicosia and they came back 2 weeks later. You also need to get a passport photo done as well, which you have to scan into the computer at a later date. So what I did is I just went to a local Boots and got my photos done. I got 6, even though you only needed 1, I just got all 6 printed out and I filed that away with my police certificate. And also the last thing is your family background check. So what you have to do is you have to go on the website on canada.ca. There is a link to the family background form and basically you just fill it out online. You have to put your mum, your dad's name, their date of birth, where they live, and there's a few other questions on there as well. So now you've got your passport valid for numerous years, you've got your police certificate, you've got your passport size photo and your family background check, you're in the pool, and now you just wait. You are organised, you are ready to go. So step 3 isn't really a step to do with the visa. I've just kind of added this in because this was super helpful for me while I was waiting and stressing. So I followed the O Canada IEC support and discussion Facebook page. I'm going to link it down below and I'll insert a picture here. They are the most helpful Facebook group. I have followed many Facebook groups over the space of the last 2 years while doing my visa, and this is by far the best Facebook group there is out there. You do have to answer a few questions to get into the group. Make sure you do answer them because otherwise you'll deny access. But there is a lovely team behind that Facebook group that get back to you so quickly. And most of the time, the question you want to ask has already been asked on the group, and there's a search engine that you can search it, and I can guarantee that has been answered already and it's got hundreds of answers. But make sure you go and follow that because it will be a lifesaver for you. It definitely was for me. Every question I had, I searched it and it was there. If it wasn't there, they literally got back with me within an hour and it was incredible. So step number 4 is the invitation to apply and the biometrics. So you've been sat in the pool waiting for sometimes a very long time, and then suddenly you get your invitation to apply, which is so exciting. Like I said, the day I got offered to apply was the 12th of June. They were accepting 4,000 applicants and I was lucky enough to be in the pool of 2,000 people, so we were all accepted at the same time. And this is exactly 3 months from making my profile on the Canada.ca website. So I was extremely lucky that I only had to wait 3 months. Jake, on the other hand, was even luckier. He only had to wait 2 months. But 3 months is still a very short period of time, even though it feels a lot longer. I got accepted on the 12th of June. I was super excited. And because I did step 2 properly, then I didn't have to wait for anything. So I got home on the 12th of June and I uploaded everything. I uploaded my passport photos. I scanned my passport into the computer. I uploaded my police certificate from the UK and Cyprus, and then I also uploaded my family background form. And then I sent it all off on the exactly the same day as my application came in. So if you do step 2 properly, this could be you. Then on the 13th of June, I got my biometrics form in. So because I sent everything off on the 12th of June, on the 13th of June, the final step of the visa came to me, which is the biometrics. Now, if you don't know what a biometrics is, it's basically just your fingerprint. You have to go somewhere to log your fingerprint, attach it to your face so they know who you are when you're entering the country. There was a link that they sent me on the 13th of June to get my biometrics done, and you just put in what country you're from, and then it links all of the places that you can get that done from your area. Now, if you're from the UK, there is just one place you can get this done. And I can't believe it. I would have thought there'd be somewhere down the south and the north of England, but no, there is just one place. And that is London. Now, I lived in North Wales, which is about a 4 to 5 hour drive from London. So please keep in mind that you do have to save expenses if you're not near London. When I went and got my biometrics done, there was someone from Scotland there, and they literally travelled all the way down just to do a fingerprint. Please keep that in mind when you are saving to do the visa process, that you have to think about transport, accommodation, etc. So I booked in for the nearest time to get my biometrics done, which was 2 days later. I was extremely lucky. Now, you can do a walk-in and just turn up. I really don't recommend that. One of my top tips I do have is to book an appointment time for after lunch, so around 12:30, 1. The reason for this is because when it opens, when the Canada immigration place opens in London, obviously there's a line of people that come in for walk-ins. So if you've got an appointment made at 8 AM when it opens, there's also a line of walk-ins. So what they do is they do one that's booked an appointment, one that's walked in. So, appointment, walk-in, appointment, walk-in. And by the time lunchtime's been, all of the walk-ins have probably near enough been seen to. So me and Jake booked Jake's appointment a month before mine, and we booked it at 8 AM. And we got, his time was for 8 AM and we didn't get seen till 9:30, just because of the way that they were doing it. When I booked mine, I booked it, I think it was 12:30, so just after lunch. And I got seen to 5 minutes before my time slot, and I was in and out in 5 minutes. So you travel the length of the UK to go get a fingerprint done that takes 5 minutes. Now, I was very fortunate. I knew it was going to be super quick because I went with Jake with his. So I booked a train from Wales down to London in the morning. I got my fingerprint done, and then I booked a train back in the afternoon, so I didn't have to pay for accommodation. So just keep that in mind. If it is in the middle of the day and you can travel either side, then that saves a bit of money on accommodation and spending the night in London. So to actually get your biometrics done, you do need to pay as well, and it's £19.20. So just keep that in mind, as well as your accommodation and your transport down to London. It is all money, but it is definitely worth it. Now, once you've got your biometrics done, I asked the gentleman that did my biometrics what was the next phase, and he said, that's it now. It is just another waiting game. I said, did I need to update my profile? And he said, no, he does it all in the Canada immigration place in London. So he updated my profile with my fingerprint, and then he said the next time you hear from us, it'll be whether you've been accepted or declined, which was just so scary and exciting at the same time. So this was around the 15th of June. So the biometrics is the last part of the visa process, and I got that done on the 15th of June, and then it was just a waiting game again. So step 5 is the POE letter, which is also known as the Port of Entry letter. Now, this is when you receive an email saying that your profile has been updated. This is after your biometrics, and this happened to me on the 3rd of July. I am just gonna repeat dates just so you guys, I always get asked how long it took. So I got my biometrics done on the 14th, 15th of June, and I heard back on the 3rd of July. So it took less than a month for them to get back to me, which was super exciting. So I was at work, I received an email saying your profile was updated. This was on the 3rd of July. I ran home because I really didn't want to open it at work, because if I didn't get accepted, I would have been upset. So I got home, I opened it up, and it did say that I had been accepted, and here was my POE letter, which is the port of entry letter. Basically on this letter, it's just signs from the Canada immigration officers that I am going to be allowed into Canada on an IEC 2-year work and holiday visa. It had like a number. I'll try upload a picture of like a sample of a POE letter. Now, my very first tip to let you guys know is print that out as soon as you receive it. Because I've heard stories where people have left it and it's just vanished off their profile. So the very first thing you should do is print off that letter, because you need that to get into the country. So I wanted to be organized. I printed it off, I filed it away, because if you're like me and receive lots of emails a day, it would be so far down your emails you couldn't find it again, or like other people, it's just gone off of their profile. So just print it there and then, put it in a folder, and make sure you've got it. And I'm gonna admit the most stressful part of this whole process is not filling out the forms and paying for the police certificates. It is the waiting game. There's nothing worse than just waiting. Like, our lives are in someone else's hands, and yeah, it's just the waiting game. That's the most stressful part of it. So I'm now gonna move on to the last step, which is step 6, which is getting ready to go to Canada. So what you need on arrival. Now, I am gonna do a whole separate, different video on more in depth of what you need to take, but I'm just gonna quickly tell you the points now so you can have it ready, filed away while you're going through this process by the step by step. So obviously make sure you've got your passport, which is valid for 2 years. If you did step 2 right, then you should already have that. Also make sure you have your POE, which is your port of entry letter, printed off and filed away. You also need your proof of funds, which I'll explain in the next video next Wednesday. So if you want to know what your proof of funds are, then please make sure you hit subscribe, and I'll explain that next Wednesday's video. Also, your health insurance. You do need health insurance, which I'll go into on next Wednesday's video. And your last point is make sure you have returning flights 2 years later, or proof of funds for returning flights as well. So I haven't gone in detail about that because this video will be way too long. Yes, next Wednesday I'm gonna be uploading a video called Preparing Yourself to Enter Canada on an IEC visa, which I'm gonna talk about all these things in depth. Where to get your health insurance, how much you need to enter the country, how much you need for returning flights. So make sure if you're interested, then hit the subscribe button, turn the notification on, because it will be all in that video. Now, if you do have any questions which I haven't answered in this video, just leave it down in the comments and I will answer it in next week's video. But guys, I hope you enjoyed it. If you are going through the visa process, then best of luck. It is the most exciting time. I know it is a struggle at the minute with COVID, but just grin and bear it. My fingers are crossed for every single one of you. It is such a good experience when you get that visa and get yourself over to Canada, and I'm praying for each and every one of you that you will get your visa soon. But I am here to help as well. Like I said at the beginning, I am not a professional. I don't like to advise people on what to do, but I am here to help. So if you go follow my Instagram, which is louisewarearmstrong, we also have a joint Canada page called Our Canada Life. You can go and message us over there. Make sure you go and follow us, as we do update every single day of what our life is like over here in Canada. We've currently just moved into our house, and I'll link our house tour down below. But like I said, please tune in next Wednesday for when we tell you about what you would need to enter the country on an IEC work and holiday visa.
You and me stuck on the ocean now, nothing but waves and they're spilling in. I wanna dry up, but you just keep on going, don't you? I don't even know how we got here. All my reasoning have disappeared.